Hi, welcome to Garden Hauling. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I plant my collards. I'm going to plant some in the ground and I'm going to plant some in a container. Now, I love collards because they have such a nice flavor. I'm going to plant the Morris heading collards, and these are also known as cabbage collards. And you know, usually in the South, we like to grow those because they have these loose dark green heads, and I find that they're really slow to bolt. Now, collards like to grow in fertile, well-drained soil. You do have to make sure you water them because you know those big leaves, they have to have something to help them grow, and so that's where watering them comes in. I'm not saying you want to drown them, but you do want to make sure you water them on a regular basis. And then adding compost in the mix is such a good thing. You'll see a real difference in how your collards grow when you add some organic matter into the mix. So today I'm going to grow about 25 collards in my ground garden, and then I'm going to show you how you can grow collards in a container as well. My soil has already been amended with some compost in the spring, but I am going to add some more compost to the greens. I usually buy my compost, in a large quantity. So I don't have any right now, but I'm getting ready to get some, and when I do, I'm going to show you how you can add compost as a top dressing around your collards. If you have some, you can still do that even now. After you plant them, you can still top dress them. But in the meantime, I'm just going to show you how I plant my collards in the ground, and then I'm going to show you how I plant them in a container. If you can grow in a container, you'll find that it's less stress because it's really low maintenance. Once you put it in there, you don't have to really do a lot to maintain it. So that's why container gardenings are very popular. But you can also grow them in grow bags, which I'm not going to grow in a grow bag today, but you can do that. I'm going to grow in a container that's kind of elevated from the ground and it sits up. I think it will hold about 3 collards in there. You could put 2, but I'm going to show you what I mean. So first I'm going to get started and I'm going to show you how I plant them in the ground. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I plant them in a container. So I wanted to show you how I plant a couple of collard greens before I get started. And it's all a matter of just digging a hole in the ground. I put fertilizer in the hole. I covered it up with dirt to the top of the root ball, mashed down around the sides to get any air pockets out. And my big thing is just to make sure that the plant is sitting stable in the ground and it's not flopping over. So planting collards is really, really easy to do, and it's a lot of fun. So now I'm just going to get started and I'm going to show you how I plant the rest of my collards in the ground. So I wanted to show you how I plant my collards in my containers, and it's similar to the way you do in the ground. I'm only going to have space for at least 3 collards in this container. I mean, you could honestly put 2 in there and space them more further apart, but I'm going to put 3 in here. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the ground. I just make a hole. I'm going to add some fertilizer to the holes before I put the plant in, because I feel that this really helps the plant to grow better, get off to a better start. And then it's just a matter of adding your plants into the holes. Now, the thing I like about planting them in a container is once they get to the size that you like, you can start cutting from your collards. You can use them as a cut and come again type of a thing, where you can cut the outer leaves from your collards and let them grow back, and then come back and cut them again. So it's like a come and cut again type of a thing that you would do with like lettuce. And that way you'll continue to have collards throughout the season. Another thing I like about this container is that it's tall to the point that I don't have to do any bending over. So I think this will be a good container for anyone that have issues, with maybe back issues or just plain bending. So I'm gonna go on and water everything now because everything is planted. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me as I planted my collard greens, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.